As we move into 2026, many of us are going to have to adjust the way that we are doing business. As health and wellness professionals and coaches, we are going to have to change the types of programs that we have and the way that we deliver those programs to match what's happening in our current world. AI is in full force and information is so easy to get and also to deduct in a way that we can use in a simple format such as a framework or a roadmap. And so information and education is no longer as valuable as it once was. It's much, much easier for our consumer to find and to get without our help. So what we need to do is we need to think about our programs as experiences and in a way that is more engaging and fun than looking it up on ChatGPT. Another thing that this is going to require is that we get hyper specific on both the result that we are planning to get with the program and also the type of person that program is for. So when this person comes across your program, whether they're scrolling through social or somehow land on your sales page, that they know immediately that the program is for them. An example of this would be that I'm training for a competition and it requires running and I get cramps in my abdomen when I run. But if I were to find a program that was specifically designed for women who are getting cramps in their abdomen when they run, I would buy into that because it solves a very hyper-specific problem that I'm dealing with currently. Now, that of course wouldn't necessarily be the end program, but that would be an easy lead-in to a higher level program that you are offering people. But in order to get people to buy in with you, to know, love, and trust you, to start to learn about your products and your offering, you need to be very hyper specific on the front end of who it is that you are serving and the types of results that you are getting with the coaching that you provide. Experience is going to trump education or teaching every time in 2026. Using that example of a running program, I was at the gym and someone told me that they had uploaded a ChatGPT running protocol and that they're using that to train for this specific event. And yes, as we can do that, that does not mean that I'm going to stop going to the gym, because the reason that I go to the gym is for the community, the accountability, the social aspect, and the experience that I am getting while I am there. So though I can get the framework or the protocol outside of the gym, I go for the experience in the community. So we need to be thinking about this when we're building out our own products and offers and slightly changing what we have offered in the past so that it creates more of that experience and potentially even that community within our programs. When we are getting clear on our who, we also need to be very, very specific. So this is who we are working with, who our products are for, who we are messaging to with all of our content. And when we get clear on that, not only does it get much easier for the potential buyer to see us as the right fit, but it also gets easier for us to create content, including social media content, sales page content, offers and programs, all the content that we create in our business for that specific person. Now think of it this way. If you needed to replace the cabinets in your kitchen, would you choose a Swiss Army knife, which does a little bit of everything, does have a mini screwdriver on it, and could potentially get the job done in a very slow and painful way? Or would you choose the electric screwdriver, right? Every time you're going to go for the electric screwdriver. Can the electric screwdriver cut a piece of string for you? No, it can't. The Swiss Army knife can, kind of, but the electric screwdriver is very good at what it does. And we need to be the obvious choice for the type of person that we want to work with. That is how we stand out in a crowded market. That is how we make ourselves known for something specific. And that is how we get buyers to see us and immediately know that we could help them. And they start to learn a little bit more about us and eventually buy into our programs or products so that we can change their life in some way. When you are able to clearly articulate who it is you work with and how it is you get them the results that they truly want, that they are really looking for, actively searching for, that is when you become the right fit and the obvious choice for people to work with you. So when you're going through your products or programs, you always want to come back to, would this relate to my ideal customer? Is this something that they really truly want? Or is this something something that I think that they need. We always have to create based on what it is they want. Now, yes, can we tie in and start to filter in some certain things that maybe they don't know that they need, that we, from a professional standpoint, understand would be best for them? But we're not leading with that. We're leading with their true desires, the true things that they want, the things that they think are going to help them. And that is how we start to build up their trust in order for them to come and work with us. Even if you have been in business for several years and you've done the client avatar activity and you know exactly who it is you work with, I would highly recommend doing this on a yearly basis. Now, I just met with my second hand and we spent 2 hours going over our client avatar. Now, do we know who our client avatar is? Yes, of course. But that person is going to change and evolve with time. And as our products and services change and evolve, we might be working with a slightly different person. Now, even if we're working with the same exact type of person, that person is going to be in a different position now. So an example of this would be if you work with busy mothers who are career driven that have new toddlers, that person looks very different now than they did 5 years ago. 5 years ago, before the pandemic, before most people started working from home, things were different. And so that person was likely going to a 9-to-5 job, was dropping their toddler off at daycare, had to be back there by a certain time. Whereas now that same exact person could be working from home, might even have their toddler home with them potentially during the day. So their challenges, their struggles are going to be very different than that same type of person 5 years ago. So it's so important that you go back to your client avatar and figure out in this day and age, what does this person need? What are they struggling most with? And what are their true deep down desires from the deepest level? Some questions you can ask about your client avatar to narrow in on your messaging are: what keeps them up at night? What's top of mind? What do they go to bed worrying about? What are they actively searching for in Google, right? So what are they actually typing in their words, not in your words? You're not typing in, oh, they're worried about their hormone balance. No, they're worrying that they're waking up at 3 a.m. with hot flashes and can't go back to sleep. So in Google, they're searching, how do you reduce hot flashes in the early morning, right? So what are they actually typing into the search bar and seeking advice or seeking a fix for? So those are the types of things that you really want to focus on in your messaging. You're always going to be messaging from their voice, from their words, not from your professional standpoint. Because if you start using any sort of technical terms that they may not know, then they're going to get lost. You know, you're not going to use the term estrogen dominance on your pitch or on your sales page. You're going to be talking about the symptoms that they might experience with that. So maybe they've had weight gain that they just can't seem to break. Maybe they can't sleep at night. Maybe they're having issues with their skin and either dry skin or acne and breakouts as an adult. Those are issues that they are facing that they can talk to you about. The symptoms are what they're experiencing in their body. And those are the things that you want to speak about when you are talking with them, either on a sales call, on your sales page, inside of a workshop, trying to help them. Any sort of free content that you're providing for them should be in their terminology so that they can relate and then take that and put it into action. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but if you are a health or wellness professional and you haven't yet checked out The Wellness Vault, you're missing out. The Wellness Vault is a content hub for coaches who create their own plans and programs for their clients, run workshops, create digital guides, and so much more. You can now do all of this in a fraction of the time so you can focus on your clients and grow your business faster than ever with more you time. The link to The Wellness Vault is in the show notes, so go sign up for your free trial today. Thank you for watching this short clip. To watch or listen to this episode in its entirety, view the description below. See you next time.